Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. In today's video we're going to be going over the current best Demonic Beast teams. Of course this is in my opinion, and none of these teams will, I will not be doing a super free to play accessible team. I'm going to be going over the best possible teams, and I might do a second best team, I just might. But we're not actually going to be doing the Demonic Beast today. I will have a link in the description to all of the videos of me using all of the teams I showed today, just so, well, you know, you guys can watch the videos and actually see it, but I thought I'd go over them today. So we've got Bird. This is, in my opinion, the best Bird team, mainly because Albedo is just able to hit damage cap with ease, and you mix that with, you know, Magelda as well. You've got Magelda's insane healing, as well as buffs extra. You've got Freya with death damage plus healing, not healing, but more buffs. He also has quite a strong cleave attack as well, and then of course you've got Gotha here, who's mainly here for the attack related stat increase, as well as his relic, which once again increases attack related stats by then another 25%. For card sets, I do run the single target damage increase, which is to mainly help him, her, and her single target skill, as well as Gotha's single target skill as well. And I'm not sure if the counter actually takes advantage of the card set, or, you know, does it count as something else? Because, well, you never know with Grand Cross. For gear sets, we are running HP defense, attack, crit dam, attack, crit dam. That is so that these three here are able to deal a lot of DPS, and Gotha here is able to tank. Also, the reason Gotha has Rotomilink instead of Albedo is because Albedo can tank can actually tank very well and can heal. And if you don't have a taunt up, Gotha will take a lot of damage. Mainly because I'm pretty sure this Demonic Beast is red, so it's going to automatically target Gotha because of type advantage on him. For links, we have HP defense, attack, crit dam. That is so Magelda has a little bit extra HP. Of course, Gotha has a little bit extra HP, and then these two have a little bit more attacks. They are going to be the DPSs for this team. That's really it for Bird. You also then could, in theory, go to the old team, which was basically these two plus Traitor Melee and the Ultimate One. That team is probably still quite half decent to this day. It's probably still definitely not as good as this team, but it would still be half decent. Now we move on to Dia. So I tried this team out recently. I actually did a video recently on this team. This is, in my opinion, probably the best team for Dia, only because Melee can lower the defense-related stats over the Dia by 30%, which means when Albedo counters, she of course has an increased chance of critting. If she crits, she's going to ignore, well, she won't have to deal with a little bit more crit defense. And of course, because the Demonic Beast itself will have less defense, everyone on your team will be doing more damage, and it's just an overall. He actually does quite a bit of damage as well, which isn't too bad. So yeah, this is, in my opinion, the best Dia team. Card set, we do run, once again, the single target damage increase. We don't want to run the one that stops us from being frozen, because for one of the phases you do want to be frozen, and if you're, of course, not frozen, you then have to deal with the one-shot kill thing, which will just wipe your team guaranteed, I'm pretty sure. Onto equipment, we have attack defense, attack crit dam, attack crit dam. Of course, if you do have HP defense for Albedo, you can also run HP defense, but of course your damage will be slightly lower. When I did my house build for Albedo, I said attack, crit dam, and HP defense. I made two sets for her for a reason, and this is the reason why. Albedo, for some reason, has the insane ability to tank things that I don't think were tankable initially. Like her ability to tank, for example, Demon King, I switched my Albedo to attack crit dam when I used to run her HP defense. That is because my Albedo was basically taking no damage with HP defense. When I switched to attack crit dam, the damage was much better as well. Actually, still tanked the same, so it wasn't a problem anyway. So I just ran attack crit dam. For links, HP defense, attack crit dam. You could, in theory, switch Merlin's gear out for like attack crit dam gear as like a support one. The reason I actually have Merlin here is for the 19.2% increased crit chance she gives with her association link. That's the only reason I'm running that. If you're running what ultimate levels, I have 6, 1, 5, 3. That is the ultimate levels. And I'll actually go back on Bird. Bird is 3, 6, 5, 3. And now we're on to dogs. So dogs, don't worry about this team. This was me just trying to find a half-decent melee team. Let me actually put together a good team. Boom, now we actually have a half-decent team. This is the team that I will, of course, recommend. You're running what my ult levels are. It is 6, 3, 5, 3. Once again, the reason I already have Albedo here is because she's able to bypass damage cap and she makes certain phases very easy. We have Tyr, so when Albedo's HP gets lower, she gets more attack. Let's go Freya for, of course, immunity to ignite, stance cancel. We then also have, of course, Tonar for once again stance cancels as old gauge control, and of course she is the main character for dogs, which is nice. That's really it for this team. The reason we do have Tyr here, we're actually going to put him here, is that means the Demonic Beast first turn will attack Tyr, and then you can then apply the counter with Albedo and do more damage with Tyr. Also, the reason we do have Tyr, you can replace him if you don't have him, but of course I don't know who you'd replace him with. But the reason we do have him on this team is sometimes when Albedo's HP gets low, she's able to deal more damage and then heal back more with lifesteal. That is the real purpose of it. Freyr, of course, is passive, really good for this. His relic is also really nice as well. He'll boost everyone's basic stats by 20% off the rip, as well as increasing everyone's single target damage dealt by once again 20%, as we have 4 applicable allies, being Ragnarok or Unknown. And now on to Nidhogg. So for Nidhogg, once again, of course we're going to be sticking with the normal goddess team. Of course we have 1-6, 2-6, 4-6, 1-6. That's my ult levels. You don't really need high level ultimates for Nidhogg, especially if you have this team, which in my opinion is the most optimum team for it. Because, well, her relic's built for it, her paths is built for it, she's broken in PvE, and he just has the ability to vaporize when put on this team. For card set, we do have the increased attack-related stats by 15% when all allies in Demonic Beast are the same race. The reason we have this is because, of course, they're all the same race, and with Nidhogg, you kind of want a lot of damage, because currently on this team we have a lot of survivability. We have 20% damage reduction from Mael, with 20% all stats from Freya's Relic, with 30% basic stats from LR Liz, and then we have an extra 40% basic stats from LR Margaret. Sorry, from just normal Margaret, Summer Margaret. You can also replace, if you don't have Summer Margaret, this team is completely usable with normal Margaret. It's just you might need a little bit more RNG, and it becomes a lot harder to one-turn floor 3 phase 1 with that red Margaret. And apart from that, there's not really much difference. Gear sets, we have attack crit dam on Mael. My attack crit dam is perfect. We have attack defense for Freya. The reason I have attack defense instead of attack crit dam is that she's actually able to tank the single target skills, because if not, Freya can be a little bit squishy, especially after the Extort ult. Sometimes she does take a lot of damage. We have HP defense on Liz, so she's able to tank quite a bit more. And then normally I would actually have HP defense on Margaret as well, but I had on my other Margaret, so I just put it on here. And also HP defense on Margaret as well, because she can actually do quite a good bit of damage, because her passive also gives you 40% increased damage dealt every time you use the Margaret buff skill. In total, sorry, you get 15% up to 3 times, so just 45% in total. For Lynx, once again, we have HP defense, just so he gets a little bit extra HP. HP defense so she can tank, HP defense so she is able to tank and not get targeted, and then attack rate down because, well, she can just be a sort of a sub DPS, and she's got quite a bit of HP as it is. Of course, as you can see here, 270,000, 291, and 242. Of course, this is because of my 12mm box EC, as well as my progress on my constellations as well. But anyway, that is it. I thought I would do a quick guide of me going over them. I'll have links in the description with every Demonic Beast video, for these teams. So I'll have at least one video for each of these teams, because, well, you know, I'm not going to show you in this video because the video would be too long, but of course you can go click on whichever one that you would like to see. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.